They're talking
All right.
about
Hello. Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. Joe, how's it going, man? What's up? We're playing some Fragged Empire tonight. We're continuing our what the hell did I call this? Infinite Spaces campaign. And Joe's a little worried because he thinks he's gonna get killed. So I think that's really all it is. Just a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna get going. We're gonna go in a lot faster than normal tonight. There's a lot we got to get to, and there's a lot on the line tonight. There's a lot on the line. I won't say how much, but there's a lot on the line. Anyhow, so we're gonna dive right in. Last time around, you all, as we've been following this campaign so far, you all are members of the Posh Chat, a crew, a mercenary crew, a freelancer crew. You are inside an ancient human laboratory on the Legion-controlled planet of Hypnos, which is a memory-stealing mystical planet. Around you are these giant vats of composite crystal that has been left long untended, crystal that may have been used to construct these big-ass obelisks that managed to sort of control or at least affect somehow these ley storms that cause so many of these memory problems. Last time around, a bunch of security systems, both machines and turrets, came online. They attacked you, but you and Ajax, Maya's ex-boyfriend, kills old Legion pal, you were able to destroy them, disable those security measures. But after the fight, Jita, you found a wounded Palantor that Zatek recognized as Sateus, who is an old friend of Zatek, who actually helped Zatek when he was first leaving Plate. Ajax offered to put this Palantor out of their misery, but before he was able to pull the trigger on his mighty and ridiculously powerful Artemis rifle, Zatek morphed and wrapped his body around this Legion assassin. Ajax, however, punched through Zatek's flesh, his hand bursting out the other side, and began peeling away the dermis of the Zhou. So we are going to pick up right in that moment. I'm going to put us in structured time just so everyone kind of gets a chance to do stuff. We can do stuff in a particular order. There's stuff at stake, etc. So Ajax, I'm gonna say Ajax has already went. He's expended his, because he normally would go first. I'm gonna say he expended his actions and such just to be able to rip through the body of Zatek and begin peeling him off. Next up would be Jita and Maya. What would the two of you like to do? I think Jita, you're right next to this, and Maya, you're probably a little bit further away, but all of you are within easy earshot and eyeshot of each other.
Yeah, I'm using my turn to move up as closely as I can, because I was like on the walkway and kind of passed out at our turn to recover. So my turn is turning to get as positive.
As you run up,
yelling for Ajax to stop the entire.
Yelling for Ajax to stop trying to free himself from the grapple.
What? No, just I don't know what the hell is happening. I just know that Zatek is like body morphed on top of Ajax. So I'm just like, Ajax, you're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill him.
Okay. Sure. So, Maya, if you would like, and I'm not going to treat this like as an instant. This is going to be more of a. This is going to take more than. This is more like maybe like a skill challenge kind of deal. If you'd like to roll a test to try to see if you can help talk Ajax out of just obliterating this thing that just wrapped around him, go ahead and please do so. Probably persuasive.
Can I? Yeah, if I can do persuade, that would be.
Yeah, go right ahead.
That's my good skill. And Joy, you son of a bitch, I actually think you should be shot at least once more. Because you are fucking around, and this is the finding out part. That's a 21.
Okay, 21 is fantastic. You hear
20. Sorry, my math. I'm all
okay. Never mind. That's not good enough. So no. You hear on comms, as you. I would imagine you guys are all on kind of separate, all on comms with each other. I think we've established that you've been on close, kind of close comms with each other. And so that's the only way he can really hear you, as he is kind of wrapped up in this cocoon of Zatek. So you hear the comms cackle, and you hear the voice of Ajax, and he says, "Get him off, or I will tear him to shreds." And so that's his response to you, Maya. So it gives you an option. Gita, you're up. What would you like to do, Gita?
Gita is not a fan of this current situation that we find ourselves in.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I did a lot of work putting
I mean, their personal choices and the risk, and those things.
I think you don't like it because the token I have for Ajax has their gun pointed directly at Gita's token.
I mean,
Let's go ahead and fix this.
Help the situation.
That's more like it. What do you want to do then, Gita?
Oh gosh.
Don't worry about specific actions of combat. This is really just making sure everyone's structured and we have time to do something. So just give me some things that you might want to try to do right here. And if it fits into action, we'll make it fit. If not, just tell me what you want to do.
Basically, what Gita would like to do is she would like to try to, shock Zatek, because she's very worried about him being shot from the inside. So she would like to try to immobilize him so that everybody else can deal with Zatek and he doesn't get blown up from the inside.
Okay. So you want to attack your teammate Zatek. I like it. I think that's an excellent idea. Roll your attack. Absolutely. No, I think this is.
I'm a huge fan of finding out when you fuck around, so this is really great.
It's great. So are you using a weapon, or are you using your Twifar Rainbow Blast?
I'm trying to use my Rainbow Blast. It's sort of like a set phaser to stun kind of a situation.
No. Oh, is it now? Does it have the stun keyword?
No.
Okay, then. Well, we'll see what happens.
Do I have anything?
It's I just wanted to use this bazooka to knock him out. Can I do that?
I know.
I don't know. We'll figure out how chaos theory works here in a second.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And
I have a computer's toolbox. Can I try to jerry rig something
with your armpits? You tell me, what is it you're looking to do? Are you shocking? You're trying to shock him with you're
Yes.
trying to channel your Farron blast through your electrical toolbox and try to shock him. Okay. Roll an electronics test. This will be against Zatek's defense. Zatek, what's your defense?
It is 13.
Okay, so difficulty 13, Gita, as you try to, with your armpit, you shove your electrical tool pit up there, and then you just try to I don't know, charge up a piece of metal or something. Okay.
Okay, so I rolled a 13, but one of them is a 6. So I'm going to try re-rolling the 3 and see if I can get higher than a 3.
Okay.
And still got a 3. So it's
Gets a couple 6s, strong hits, crit damage, his attack. He's obliterated. All right, so what's the total?
The total is still 13.
13 on the dot. Okay. So Zatek, you feel a sharp and terrible electrical surge go through you. It's a little different than probably a normal electrical surge, since it's not quite electricity. It's something else that's being channeled. And as your body kind of shifts and you get your optical nerve centers, whatever the hell you have that allows you see it's Gita that's shooting out her rainbow colored things onto your dermis. Do you have any endurance right now?
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. You know what I mean?
Does it do anything to Ajax since he's being wrapped by something that's
13's not
sort of
enough to hurt Ajax.
Probably
but,
conductive.
Yeah. So I would say against Ajax, that is not high enough on Ajax's defense to actually hurt him. However, Zatek, you do feel a sharp and terrible pain go through you. Okay. You've already taken some attribute damage, right?
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and take another 1 point, we'll say, to your grit.
Okay.
Okay. As you feel this coursing shock go through you.
And Gita's gonna yell like, "He's gonna kill you! He's gonna kill you!" While she sort of almost kills you.
All right. Then it's either Dr. T or Zatek. Either order.
Hey, you're a little. This is your little red wagon. You have at it. Go for it. It's all you.
That's
It's all
a
you.
great expression. I've never heard that before. I love it.
With
All
me
right,
being
Zatek.
shocked and also hearing that Ajax asked me to get off and me being very injured, I'm probably just gonna like collapse, like a towel around him. That's kind of how I picture it, just drop. So, yeah, I'll be like a puddle at his feet.
So we see a puddle of Zatek form at the ankles of Ajax. And you see he's standing there and he's got his gun, he's in his full armor, and he looks down at this puddle of Zatek. Now the Artemis rifle is pointed down at you, like this big ass rifle that he's been using. It's modified, and it's just sort of pointing down in your direction. So Zatek, is there something else you want to try to do on your turn?
Don't kill my friend. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I don't think there's any other like test I want to make unless I can do that as like a convincing kind of test.
You can roll a persuade test with a -4 as you just try to attack him.
Oh.
So
I mean, I don't want to roll that, but I should because that's what I'm doing. But if I fail, I get double fail.
Yay, double fail.
But that is what I'm trying to do. So
everyone's got fresh grit. right,
Yep.
13's a pass. 13 will be a pass.
-4.
Okay. And as he stands over top of you and you say, "Don't shoot my friend," or "Don't kill my friend," you hear Ajax's voice come into your ears. "It's no longer them you should be worried about." And then we're gonna come over to Kill. As Kill, you see your Legion friend. He's standing over atop a puddle of Zatek. And he's just kind of staring at him like he's assessing, thinking. You can tell like he's doing calculations in his head.
All right, look, two things. Number one, you know how good you are. You don't need to punch down. Two, dead men don't tell tales. Sometimes Palantir do. This one's not going to be able to re-upload. You know they're going to want intel. So let's just disable it. Get it out of here. Get it to a place where people smarter than us can do some questioning. We'll let the big wigs make the decision.
Roll a
Try and do a
persuade.
leadership to... okay.
Leadership's. I'll take a leadership too if you prefer. Yeah, I was gonna give you a +2 because that was a super logical answer.
Okay.
Usual thing to say. So take a +2 on whatever did you roll.
Okay.
Nice.
5, 10, 14, 4, 18 plus 2, 20.
20. And then he just kind of looks up at you. You can see that I think we've been describing Ajax as having like a shaded or tinted mask that he has, and occasionally it comes free. And you just hear the voice come into your ears again, like your comms. You're like, "I wasn't really gonna kill him, partner."
He might do something stupid that'll make you tempted.
Well, this thing's on its last legs anyway, unless someone can give it a quick fix or two. And so he will, at that point, swing the rifle back around so it is now on his back and it's no longer pointing at anyone.
Gita looks visibly relieved,
So
and
does
she sort
Maya.
of like looks back over to Maya.
Kill looks desperately to anybody who's more electronically inclined than he is.
Okay, so
Who has
any
mechanics? I've got a
it
minus
is
three.
mechanics.
Puddle over
Oh,
to
is it mechanics?
It's mechanics. Yeah, it's mechanics to help out a
Oh.
Palantir robot. Yeah, you might actually be the best person for this.
I'm actually really good
I
at
was
that.
just thinking that.
I thought it was.
It's not doctrine. It's mechanics.
Oh, well, in that case, yeah, I'm actually really good at that.
You're very good at this.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, okay. Are we out of the structure time thing then?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Things are resolved. Things have resolved. We managed to talk him down.
I'll give that a go.
Thank you, HX.
It's not triple ones. It's just 2 1s and a 2.
Oh dear.
I think I'll use one of my grit.
That means you can use your crit at least. If you would have had that extra one, that would have been a
I
crit
know.
fail.
I
Oh god, that would.
I would feel really bad to be like calm down the situation and then accidentally kill them.
Go kill
or wedge through it.
Step on it a few times.
Oops.
You spend the grit to reroll the 2.
We've got some audience if you need a singular reroll outside of grit.
Maybe, yeah, because I've got 2 4s and a 3, so that'll get me to 8, 11, 14. I don't know if 14 cuts it.
Nope, you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That's enough. That's enough. Okay. So what you can see about this thing is that it has suffered based upon what you have already encountered, like these turret shots and things, which were the really, really tough shots. This has suffered a couple of those. And you can see that the body, this like robotic mechanical body that this Palantir is embedded within, has suffered significant damage to the point where you would probably think that you can probably salvage it enough to extract, but long term they're probably going to need like either significant repair or like a rebuilding of this body. Like you can really just sort of patch it together for now. You're gonna need a workshop and a lot of time to really fix this properly.
All right. Well, this will be enough to get people with stripes on their shoulders to be happy.
Okay, so Ajax says to use the tech as he extends a hand to help you up. You're carrying him.
Okay. And I'll start like slowly kind of reconstituting myself.
Okay.
Out of the blob comes a hand.
That would look so cool.
Okay.
What does it take to heal the tech? Is that just straight like medicine stuff?
I can
Should be.
patch him up.
Mhm.
I'm really sorry. I was really afraid that he was gonna like shoot you while you were wrapping him, and I
Yes, okay.
I'm sorry. I should practice more often how to do that without trying to murder, because I really didn't want to murder you.
That's fine. Him shooting me twice hurt a lot more, so you're good.
Oh,
I
okay.
like to think the hole that he punched through is taking a while to like fill up and reform.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like shifting around the body a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Maya has this kind of slightly nostalgic smile. She's obviously remembering something, and says to Ajax, like, "But you haven't changed a bit," and that's pretty wonderful.
Okay. And you can't see his face because he's got that tinted helmet. He looks over in your direction and he just says, affirmative. And then kind of goes back and starts looking around a bit, just sort of scanning, like checking some of these destroyed robots that you guys were attacking, these machines, making sure they're dead, making sure they're no longer operational. You see him kind of go up to the turrets to make sure those are inoperable as well. Okay, so
Checking to see if there's anything salvageable or worth researching.
go ahead and roll a mechanics roll for that. Dr. T, were you going to try to do a care, or excuse me, a first aid roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna do whichever one it is. It's a biotech test, the paramedic roll. Try
Okay.
and restore and attribute to Zatek.
Okay. So this is, yeah. Okay, so it's you repair 2 attribute damage to all nearby characters that was dealt in the past 5 minutes. So it was,
I wasn't even thinking of that. I was using my flats, so he would get 1. Yeah, I can do that as well.
yeah. Well, this one's
mine,
5.
I don't think was
Yeah.
the last 5 minutes. What's
Okay.
it? Jeff?
It would only have been I would say it probably was anybody who got hurt within the fight with the robots and the turret, or in this situation with Ajax, can take it. Outside of that, no.
Yeah, mine is from the fight, so I will
Okay.
happily take rape.
Okay. All right.
And how much is it? 2?
12 was the flat on that.
12 is the difficulty. It's a flat difficulty on that. And as long as you're not doing it to yourself as well, Dr. T, that's all the difficulty should be.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Was it 2 attribute damage?
It's 2
Recover?
back. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So,
Thank you.
Kill, how'd you do on the mechanics roll as you go and you start looking at
14
these
again.
robots? Okay. I'll say you're able to salvage some parts for sure. These definitely have a different design than you would say is consistent with most like corp design, and like there's consistency. You can kind of see similarities to them, but they're ancient, they're old.
Like, for
Just
example, they had like a unique targeting system on a couple of them where like they would do something and then the turrets would do something, maybe
yeah,
something
it would
like
basically, a couple of them has like an optical targeting arm, and it would essentially paint its target, and then the turret would fire. Basically is what it was doing. It's doing a lock-on maneuver. Okay. All right. So you guys have recovered the target that Ajax was after, and so once he assures that like there's no continued threat, he looks at you all and he says, "Target acquired. Time for evac."
I thought you were gonna kill them. I'm sorry.
I still might.
Please don't.
We'll see.
I don't know if I can do this, but am I able to like try and wire in to their Palantor brain in some way that I'm able to communicate them, even though they're kind of like locked in?
I would say in this case, no. Without a workshop, probably not. It's probably something more than just a simple hack. It probably would require like significant time investment.
Sure, that's fine.
I would say it's like kind of the equivalent of taking an unconscious person and trying to hack into their brain and communicate with them while they're sort of like that. So, okay, all right. So, you guys are in this big ass crystal cave. Ajax wants to evac. What do you guys want to do?
We need to go with him.
Yeah.
Yes,
think
but
Maya
we
had
should
done the math previously.
explore here first before we leave, right?
This is the room I saw in my vision where all these vats exploded and all the crystals went everywhere and everyone died.
Okay, I understand, like, there's some temptation to look around. Maybe a brief search is reasonable. This place is terrible, and I don't think it's going to get any better if we hang around longer.
Might we be able to gather any information from anything here so that it's more than just a vision, that we have history?
I'm just saying, like, a cursory check, maybe, but
I'm with you, Kill. The sooner we can get out of here, the better. So if people want to do a very quick look, I can help grab a few things, but
Jeter would like
What's
to.
past this room?
Okay.
Like,
So
there's that big fan thing, right?
right, so you can see the fan thing seems to be some sort of exhaust mechanism that's no longer functional, but you would guess it had something to do with climate control of the cavern to try to, help with whatever kind of growth that they were doing in here. But it's a just massive industrial fan, and you can see as you peer through the fan's prongs itself, the blades, like there's definitely been collapse. Like you can see like tunnel collapse behind it where the earth has kind of come down a bit. The entire laboratory extends in the opposite direction of ways. If you spend some time searching, you notice that the vats continue. So you can probably see about 12 or so before the tunnels kind of collapse here and there. Each one of these vats, only a few of them seem to have properly grown those huge spires that were above on the surface. The rest of them you can see are in various shapes and sizes and in states of like disrepair. You can tell they haven't been tended to in a significantly long time, and it's all been just kind of wild growth. Some of them you can see it's more sloshy and liquidy, and others it's still rigid. You can see that 2 of the vats themselves have shattered and not exploded, but you can see that they've managed to expand beyond their original bounds, and there's chunks all over the place. One of them has spilled over on top of what looks to have been some kind of like control center, or kind of, but you can see the roof is kind of caved in a bit, and the crystal itself is just coated over top of it. But it was likely just some basic monitoring or control station. And then at the far end of this tunnel, you can see more of that geological instability as things have kind of collapsed inward. You would guess, though, that it might have actually extended even further, possibly, but you can't really see it any further. If anybody is looking beyond just that, just let me know and give me a roll in what you're doing. But you're all saying it's quick, so no matter what you do, it's going to be 14 for difficulty if you're specifically looking for something.
I'm trying to figure out what they were doing here. Like, what jumps out as, like, what was their mission? What were they looking for?
The crystal
So-
Might have
seems to be a
interested them
big.
in.
Okay. I would take biotech probably, or planets. I think no,
Okay.
planets is actually probably the best. Yeah. Yeah, planets at 14.
Jita would be wanting to try to grab kind of samples of some of these crystals and whatnot. So she's just kind of furiously kind of just gathering samples of things.
Same roll, actually. Yeah.
Planets?
Mm-hmm.
Voice on there.
Creatures that we saw up in the crystal above, those were the Monin? Is that... am I remembering?
Mondians. Yeah, Mondians.
Mondian. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right. You had the one.
I didn't get it out, though. I had to leave it behind. I'm just going to quickly skitter around, see if I can find any remains, even if it's...
Sure. It's just awareness then if you're just looking for remains.
Jeff, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just remembered looking at my notes. Maya actually broke Ajax's helmet last session. Like,
his
physically
helmet?
broke
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So if you physically broke it, then you've seen his face
Yeah.
the whole time, but it's always been in passive. There's never been any ounce of like a grin or a frown.
In case that like fucks with that calm stuff.
He turns and shoots at you, is what it is. He just pissed him off too much.
Yeah.
No.
uh,
It wouldn't mess his comms up. Okay.
Sweet.
Let's go around. Zatek, you were the first. So how did you do on your planets roll?
I didn't get higher than a 10, so...
Okay. All you probably have sort of been able to piece together at this point is nothing more than the obelisk that you saw at the station at Polaris Australis, and that you've heard about are at both of the pole stations and all across the equator and such. There's the belief, but there's no certainty of this, that they were being constructed with this express purpose to sort of repel that kind of lay storm effect, to kind of keep the storms away. And from what you can maybe theorize here is just that they're growing some of the crystal here. Like, they're trying to find that right chemical composition. And you can see that the chemical growth, like the crystal growth, is totally different. Like, some of it's dark and these huge blocks. Some of it is more grainy. Some of it's translucent, transparent, opaque. So there's like different compositions, but beyond that, you're not really sure. And then Jita, how did you do for sample collection with your planets roll?
16.
16. Okay, so I'll say you do manage to find, since you rolled a 16, you find, we'll say, 6 different samples, like 6 completely separate lootable samples, and each of them are like a different chemical composite, right? So you know that you have 6 different things that you can pull from. And then Dr. T, how'd you do with your awareness test?
Terrible. I got a 9.
Okay, you trip and you fall down a hole and no one ever sees you again.
That
Until
sounds
you
right.
fly back up, and then you're fine.
Oh, God.
No, You don't see any remains. It's very dark down here though, and the light's kind of messing with you a bit. And while there's chunks of crystal all over the place, every now and then, like, you hear like this sporadic like energy burst from one of these robots. It almost seems like it's coming back to life. It doesn't, but you don't find anything like that.
That's fair.
Okay, Kill or Maya, is there anything else you do?
I'm
just-
looking for trade goods specifically. It's like just stuff that I can break off of the vats, like little pieces of electronics or anything that I can potentially salvage and sell.
Okay, if you're looking specifically for electronics, you can roll that.
Okay.
Be a 14. And then Kill, was there something you were up to?
I mean, in fairness, I already got to do my search for mechanical parts.
Okay.
I think if anything, if they are taking him in to search, I think he would kind of, not necessarily idle chatter, but just kind of be nearby Ajax to kind of do the thing where, like, don't leave him alone to kind of like start getting worked up about being anxious to go be another person nearby to kind of help keep that copacetic while people are doing their thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I failed.
Yeah, everything down here, while there are electrical components you can see to some of the vats, you can see they're very high up. You imagine there's probably were some extra high rafters that went up to the top elements of the vats themselves, but have long since been like fallen away here and there. The little like control hut that one of the crystals has grown over, you can see like there might have been stuff in there, and then anything else that might have been exposed has probably been kind of burnt out by now. There's really nothing of worth. And then Kill's already kind of grabbed a bunch of stuff from the robots. Okay.
Thank you.
So as you're standing there, Kill, with Ajax, watching everyone zip around and trying to loot some stuff, he turns to you, and you can see him through like the broken face mask, broken helm, and he says, "I don't know why they're doing that. I'm not going to get to keep any of it."
This place is weird. It's been messing with people's heads. If it keeps them focused to do that for a second, and then we move faster on the rest of the way, I'd rather do that than listen to them bitch for the next 2 days. So I give him 10 minutes now to make my life easier.
2
This
days.
may or may not actually be true. This is just what he says to.
Yeah, he says to you, and you can see he's got his face has been very impassive for a very long time now. But then he looks at you and says, 2 days. Why 2 days?
It was a pretty long hike to get here. To be fair, this place is weird. It's messed with my head a little bit.
You feeling okay, partner?
Been doing all right. Doing okay keeping up with my updates on the little wrist module here.
It's like his confusion just sort of deepens. Wrist module?
Mm-hmm.
What are you
I've
talking
been trying to check in on it, give myself updates so I can make sure to keep myself aware of how much time I've been spending here.
on that wrist right there?
Mm-hmm.
Partner, that's a wristband. There ain't no electrics in that.
I really want to get off this planet.
We're going. Don't worry.
I think
Okay.
Gil's just gonna like not even look that closely because he doesn't
Okay.
even want to think about it.
Okay.
I want to know what he thinks I'm holding. I think I'm holding crystals, but I want to know what he thinks I have.
Mine's definitely walk back as well, probably sooner than the rest of them.
Okay. So one by one, you all come back to that hole. There's a giant crevice, the hole that you climbed down from which the crystal have grown out of the vat. Are you ready?
I think so.
And he goes to kill a partner. Take point. I'll take rear.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone but Dr. T, who can just fly up. Everybody else, give me a physical test. As you.
Dita was going to ask Dr. T, like, Dr. T, I'm carrying all of these crystals now. I got 6 different ones and they're all different kinds. Can you like lie me up?
No.
Oh, could you take the 6 crystals and fly it up? Because I don't have 6 arms, but you have 6 arms.
I have a lot of arms.
Can
I
I-
also have a very large head. And those arms flap to support the large head.
Oh, if you flapped your arms, then they would fall.
I would fall if I had to hold those, because then I couldn't flap my arms. And that's more-
Okay. Okay. I'll make it work. And so she's putting all the crystals like in her bag.
You got,
Okay.
like, rope?
You guys
What
did
do I
have
have?
rope. You do have rope
Oh.
to help you up. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was going to say you could just put it in your bag and I could fly the rope up and tie it off to something. And then when you get up,
I got an
pull it
extra
up.
hole to put one of those in now.
Phrasing? Okay. How did we do on those physical tests? Attack, how'd you do?
14.
All right, you follow Kill. Actually, Kill, what's yours?
15.
15. Kill, you lead the way. Periodically, you guys hear the sounds of like voices, like kind of calling out from within the rock as you climb up. Once or twice, you see like a weird reflection in the crystal behind you as you like turn. But you make it up. In this attack, you follow. The two of you moving at a steady but fair pace, quick. Maya, how'd you do?
At 12.
It's a little slower for you, but you do manage to get up. Maybe there's a little bit of a lag behind Zatek and Kill, but not very far at all. And then Jita, how did you do?
A 6.
Okay, Jita, maybe it's
She
the
really
extra
wanted
weight.
you to take those crystals.
So many crystals. Jita.
And they're different colors and like
Yeah, you're still gonna get up. It's okay. It's a much harder journey for you. Take 4 points of endurance loss.
gosh, I'm really, 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 really low on endurance, by the way.
I mean, Zatek doesn't have any, and you attacked him. So I mean, you really wanted to complain.
I'm at 0,
I got you.
2.
Well, and I'm at 0 grit, so I have no rerolls at the moment because I
You've
have
already
0
used
grit.
all your grit.
No, I lost
grit
all of my
damage.
grit by
I thought
attribute
it didn't
damage
affect your.
last time.
It doesn't. Yeah, I don't think it does. I think you still get your grit rolls every session.
Oh.
I
Okay.
think that's come up
Well, then I
before.
was
'cause I've had
actually
my-
I think so
rerolled
too.
that 6.
Oh, that's wild. I had no idea.
Okay, and then Dr. T, you don't have to roll anything, but
I got a
eventually
7.
everyone gets up. Jita, you're still going to end up with 4 endurance loss on that. All of you, one by one, you
Yay.
find yourselves back up to the surface. You can see again, you're in the ruins of this ancient city. You can see the carcasses of these large buildings, some multiple stories high, others fallen over on the side. You can see these little chunks of crystal on the ground. You can see the very crystal that you kind of been crawling up goes up even further. It kind of towers over top of the ruins themselves. They are like 3 skyscrapers that just sort of like split off one another. Everybody gets up here. Go ahead and roll an awareness test. If you want to. You obviously don't have to if you don't want to.
Got an 8.
Whatever for.
16.
Okay.
12.
11.
16,
Reroll
12.
got me at 12.
12. What do you guys attack?
11.
Okay. Kill is the only one. It's a 14 DC. Kill.
I only got a
You-
12 though.
Oh, my bad. Who got
I
the
think
16?
somebody else got a 16. It was.
Oh,
yeah.
I did.
Jita. Beg your pardon.
Jita did.
Jita, you're the only one who notices that there are a few things that are a little bit different from when you went down. First, you notice that there is a ship that has landed in the middle of the city, and it's probably about 100 yards from the crystals. Secondly, you notice that there are all around in the second level and the third level of some of these ruined buildings and on the ground, there are people in uniforms and in armor, not unlike the one that Ajax is wearing. And they are pointing guns down at all of you as you come up out of the hole. You can recognize them. They're Hoplin enforcers. They're black clad. These are the shit of the shit when it comes to Legion. Like these are the tip top, and they're all pointing guns in your direction. No one else really notices this, Jita, but you do. And you can see like little lock-on lasers starting to pop up on people's armor and people's clothes, on the back, on their pads, stuff here and there. But every single one of them, you count, Jita, somewhere in the neighborhood of 24 in the area. All of whom seem to, at this point now, be pointing and directing their attention at you all.
Everybody stop. Everybody stop. Look.
Not even doing anything.
Look.
What the hell? What is that? Kill. What is that?
Well, we're done with this mission real quick, one way or the other.
Ajax steps forward past Kill in answer to Maya's question, but doesn't like stop to say it, just says it and continues walking. That's our ride. And he kind of holds up an arm and he's like, Centurion Ajax Valeria, and then turns over towards Kill and he kind of announces your name. I think we said Centurion too, is like your official rank, right? So Centurion Kill Krug. We're here for our evac. And you can see like some people start coming out, like one or two, they come up and they start, all of them very systematically begin closing in on your position. Do you guys do anything as they start closing in?
Comply.
Trust
I'm really hoping this is true.
While I'm putting my hands up, I'm trying to morph Teas's body into my body so they can't
You're gonna
get
be
it
so fat.
off of me.
you're like gonna have this gigantic pregnant belly. Okay, you can. So you see one individual steps forward, and like kind of gives their rank, insignia, etc., and then Ajax says, "These are." Kind of looks back, points at them. Expedition members, unsanctioned. Take them into custody, confiscate all their goods. And you can see one by one all of these different enforcers come by and start like closing in, two on each of you, and like one of them holding a gun on you, the other one coming and starting to take your weapons and pull them off, making like kind of laying them on the ground here and there. What do you guys do?
No, we were sent here, Ajax. We were sent to retrieve and find out about you and your squad from Tribune Celine the Petus at Tyrannus Moonbase. We're not unsanctioned expedition. We're here specifically on a mission from Tribune Celine the Petus.
We got a packet.
We understand if you need to detain us, given the situation of you finding us like this. We only hope that you're willing to look to verify the information we present later.
He looks at you, Kill. Why would we detain you, partner? Go ahead, take him away. And again, they start swarming around him, swarming around each of you. Does anyone not comply? Does anyone not like give over their stuff, like hands up, okay, whatever you say, that kind of stuff? Does anyone not do that?
I would say that Jita would try to throw one of the crystals in the hole in Zatek as he's trying to like morph himself.
Okay. So Jita is going to make a sudden movement as these ridiculously well-trained soldiers come up on her.
Stealth is stealth.
No. Mm-hmm. Sure. Go ahead and give me. I think it's more of a. Yeah, go ahead. You can do stealth. That's fine.
All right.
I'm gonna roll a contested against their awareness.
Oh, son of a bitch! I'm gonna spend a crit on that.
Okay. How did you do?
12.
12? Okay. You do manage to throw a small bit of crystal. It lands inside of Zatek. Zatek is, I think, trying it just like almost comically to scoop up in their belly a large palantor, which I don't think is going to be successful. I feel like no roll's gonna make that
I'm
work.
trying to bend them into like a slightly humanoid shape inside of me, but it's like,
One of them
true.
reaches down. They kind of pull Tiff away from you. Like, none of that. And then they lean over and they start. Go ahead, Dr. T. What do you got?
I was gonna. You guys, you don't need to apprehend me. I'm Kill's personal battle medic. I go where he goes. I'm just here in his service.
Okay.
It is true. It's my crew.
Again, you see,
you got
like,
your orders. I get it.
Hey. Well, in that case, personal medic of Kill.
Yeah.
Please put your weapons out so that we can apprehend them from you, and that we can do this peacefully. As a
Okay.
doctor, you would know that violence is not a solution here.
Yes. I'll give him my shit.
Okay. And so all of you, with the exception of Kill, are effectively de-weaponed. Your shit's taken from you. So like, yeah, go ahead. If you want to try to hide something small, something concealable, you're welcome to try to do that. It will take a test, but you're welcome to try. But it's got to be something
I
small.
want to hide myself in Tiv and like leave my mask and like most of my body.
I just don't think you have time for that. I don't think you have time for that.
Oh, no. He can't go in me. I'll just go in him.
Do you have, like, you're literally flanked by two guards at this point. I think they would see it, unfortunately. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, so if that's the case, if no one's doing anything to hide like weapons or anything like that, they lead you onto this shuttle. And you're all kind of loaded up. And only Kill is allowed to keep his weapons, is allowed to keep his armor on, you know, all this kind of stuff, like everything. They take all your stuff, and you can see they start piling it up into these crates. And so they take your weapons, they take all of your finds, your discoveries, and they start piling up into your crates, into your crates, into your crates. Go ahead, Dr. T. They will leave your tie. That's just disrespectful.
Thank God. It's
Not
the only
disrespectful.
piece of clothing I own.
So, and you guys start riding up, and you get like in the atmosphere a little bit. You get up above the mist first, I should say. You look down, and you can see, just for like a fleeting moment, the city, before it just seems like you just poofing up into the air causes the mist to just swim and swarm around it, and you can no longer see it. And you hear a voice, Kill, as you're probably up towards the front a bit with some of the other enforcers and with Ajax. Like, one of the enforcers says, Centurion, it's a good thing you put up the beacon, or we would not have found the location. And like, they just kind of exchange a bit here and there. And he's like, and so Ajax just looks at him like with his cracked mask. What do you take me for? A fool? And then you just hear like this like laughter happen. It wasn't even that funny. Just as everyone just starts laughing at that. And then you guys continue to go up a little bit more until you are up out of the planet itself. Like, you can see you're up out of the atmosphere. It takes a little time. You're welcome to talk, do whatever you want. But otherwise, you're just sitting there. The enforcers are staring at you across from where you're sitting. And the ascent up into the atmosphere, it's like a 30-minute thing before you're, maybe even longer, before you kind of get into the atmosphere itself. Eventually, you guys are taken back to a moon. You see yourselves kind of moving. You can see, if those of you who are near like a porthole window or something like that, you can see space. You can see the curve and the glow of Hypnos below, and eventually you can kind of see yourselves landing down on the kind of barren, dusty moon that is Tyrannus. You land. You feel the landing struts of the shuttle come down, and one by one, you all are picked up, like someone like helps you up if you need it, and you are like escorted down these planks. And so, in totality, it is Zatek, it is Maya, it is Dr. T, it is Jita, it is Jolan, the Twyfar friend that you had been carrying with, and the body of Tiv Tiv. You will notice, Zatek, as you have been so worried about Tiv Tiv, that you don't have boars. They took them from you.
I was going
at
to
some
ask
point.
that before we left, but yeah.
Yeah, they took them from you at some point. And I would say you probably could have seen them get put into one of those crates with all of your belongings. You can see a few of those officers as you're waiting for everyone to descend down the shuttle. A few of them are kind of carrying these crates away. And then all of you, not Kill, are taken away.
Before that happens, can I please have insisted to, I don't know if they're going to let me, they probably won't, but Maya is making a huge, I need to speak to Ajax, you need to let me speak to Ajax. Like, I please let me
Okay.
talk to Ajax.
So as you do that, he comes over, he stands in front of you, he pulls the broken helmet off that you broke. You wanted to speak with me?
What the hell is this? We were sent to help you, to save you.
Sent
And
by whom?
you didn't need the help, but what the hell is this, Ajax? This is not who you are.
These are the effects of Hypnos. This is why this planet is off limits. This is why no one goes down to the surface without sanctioned orders.
We have sanctioned orders to get
From
you. Ajax,
whom?
you don't have to remember me. But remember you. Remember who you
I
are.
remember who you are, Maya. Now, who gave you the orders?
Is this conversation in a place where the rest of us can
I'll
hear?
say, yeah, absolutely.
Celine Lapidus, Tribune Celine Lapidus.
Now, what you're telling me is that Tribune Celine Lapidus hired a freelance mercenary crew to go down onto a planet within the Legion-controlled Cerberus system to institute some sort of rescue mission. Say it out loud, Maya. Does it make sense?
It is not for me to understand why she did what she did. I saw your name on the report and I
Dr. T, what are you doing?
needed to save you.
I was gonna try and remember who sent us, and then when he does say that, it does sound slightly odd.
Yeah. You know how it is. Sometimes there's mission critical shit that needs to happen first. She tried to pull official strings. It didn't happen. I was an asshole she could trust with a crew that she could reasonably assume would follow what I did.
Oh, you could check our ship logs. That should have something. I don't know.
Yeah, the packet.
Oh, from my understanding, they've been going through your ship for quite some time now.
Oh,
How's Franklin?
how is Franklin?
Who's... Oh. You'll be relieved to know he's been taken care of.
Nice.
We
What
treat
about boars?
all of our prisoners
Did you find boars?
with the utmost consideration, as you all will discover soon. And I don't know who Bors is.
Can I have a word with you in private?
Mushroom. We had him with us. Mushroom. On a-
Ajax comes over towards Dr. T. There's no privacy. Do you have something you would wish to state, Nephilim?
I'm gonna whisper it to him. Like, I'll give you $20 if you can say that boars never existed.
Roll a persuasive. Roll a persuade test. Roll a persuade test. Difficulty 14. Difficulty 14. Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh.
That is
The mushroom. It was a mushroom that was on a movable.
Want to use it?
It could move around.
He's using grit. This is the best use of
No,
grit.
I'm going to use an effort
Oh,
to
use an
try and
audience
re-roll
dice?
that
Oh,
6.
Hell yes.
Oh my gosh, you got a 6, a 6, and a 3.
Yeah.
amazing.
Use an effort.
Okay.
Roll a 3.
He wants the highest possible roll imaginable.
It's another
Are
6.
you freaking kidding
Triple
me?
six?
It's a crit. It's wow.
What the hell? What is that? 16?
Amazing.
What's a 16?
For the first time, you see a small
It's an
grin,
18.
but it quickly goes away. And he turns towards Jita and Zatek and whoever else. We didn't find anyone named Boars. And we didn't find any mushrooms. Now,
You're not with us, right?
you're going to be taken to your holding cells, where you'll be remained indefinitely. You'll be treated well until we can figure out what we're going to do with you. Trespassing on Hypnos is a serious crime. He kind of looks at you, Dutch T. What was that, Nephilim?
I was going to ask, can you at least ask the lady to confirm? Who sent us here? The fancy person.
You hear the sounds of like boots echoing off the floor, and then you hear a voice, a woman's voice. Oh, I've never met any of these people before in my life. Take them away, please. And Ajax turns, and she's like, "Yes, Tribune." And like all of the enforcers and the guards begin to escort you guys, with the exception of Kill, away. Eventually,
We've been
As you-
set up, guys.
and then she
Wait,
guys,
wait,
as you
this-
guys,
This is the woman, right? We recognize her.
she's referred to as Tribune Celine Lapidus. Yes. You head over, and you are put into these holding cells. You can see Zatek, Maya, Jita, Dr. T. You're put in one. You can see Jolan. You can see Tiv. You can see what's his name? Freylosh, that remnant that you all met prior, already in one of these cells, and now the rest of them are all kind of pieced together. So you can see these 3 in there. You also see a Kaltoran who you've never seen before. And you guys are situated, and you hear zzz, and some kind of bioelectric kind of shield comes up, and you can see that you can kind of see through it. So it's like this shimmering light. There's benches all around. It's fairly Spartan, but you can see that there's benches. There's like basic sink, toilet, that kind of stuff. And then you can see across the way are the others. If any of you lean towards the front, towards where like the retaining electrical field is, like you can feel like a shock come, and it almost like repels you automatically. But you get like one last look, and you can see that there are in fact guards on in position down the hall. All of you go ahead, with the exception of Kill. Make a resolve test. And let me know how you do in a sec. Kill. You remain in this hangar. You can see the Hoplon enforcers take your friends away. Ajax remains behind, and Tribune Celine Lapidus, the leader of Tyrannus Moon, who's overseer of Hypnos. She moves and stands in front of you, and you can see she's like taking you in. And she just kind of shakes her head. Take him to the debriefing room. I want to hear what he has to say for himself. And she like turns like about face and just starts walking away. And Ajax just kind of like pats you on the back. Don't worry, partner, we'll get through this.
I'm just glad to be off of there. This will sort itself out.
Right. So, how long do you think you were on there?
So this is the point, like, while we were, like, kind of maybe he did look at his wrist to see if it actually was the thing or if it was just a wristband.
You look down and you see a very basic kind of plastic wraparound wristband, no electrical circuits in it whatsoever.
Am I still wearing the weird suit thing?
Yeah, when you
Or is
look
that
at that
also-
weird suit thing, it looks like it is some sort of crudely made kind of fur coat that seems to be covering you. And like as you're thinking that, you hear the voice of Celine Lapidus, and take off that ridiculous jacket.
I think I need to sit down.
Yeah. This is gonna get worse before it gets better.
I was recording messages to myself to stay sane. I put on a suit to prevent the effects. I lost my damn mind.
Partner, there are no suits that protect against the effect. You could be in a full hazmat gear environmental suit. You could be in a ship. You could be in a tank. It's gonna get to you.
I swear I remember talking to her before too. But I also remember the suit and the
Yeah.
wristband.
Listen, we better not keep her waiting. This is gonna be hard enough as it is. Come on. And the two of you leave the bay and you start heading and moving through the facility, which is familiar to you. Like it's definitely familiar to you. Those of you who are in the cell, who rolled resolve tests, what did you roll? Let's start with Zatek.
I got a 19.
Wow. Maya, what did you do?
12.
12, okay. Also a pass. Dr. T, how'd you do?
16.
Also a pass. Jita, how did you do?
10.
Okay, that's a fail. Jita, panic setting in. Okay. The three of you sit down and, a little bit of time passes, like an hour, maybe two.
Can I use one of my successes to help Jita?
It's not going to negatively affect her. It's not going to negatively affect her. Okay. But yeah, we can say in the fiction, yeah, sure. Zatek, as you're sitting there and you're talking to Jita and you're trying to calm her down, you feel this like pain just like course through what would be your head, right? Because I'm assuming you're back in your like bipedal shape. Mm-hmm. And you feel this just sharp, terrible pain somewhere inside of wherever is like your nerve cortex might be, right? And you see a vision just kind of play out before you, like this flash of a memory just right in front of you. You can see there's the group. You can see Maya and Jita and Dr. T and Kill, and you're all standing around in Boars, I would say. You're all standing around a grave in the ground, unmarked. All of you have like makeshift shovels in hand. You can see that there is a grave that already has like this cold earth. So it's already burying whatever or whoever was in that grave, but it seems like it was recently dug. All of you have this kind of solemn look on your face. And you can see as a grave marker, there are these like 5 metallic posts that are coming up out of the earth, kind of splayed in different directions like a fan. And they're all like sort of scavenged metal. And you can see at the top of each one of these is a different object. One of them you can see is a tangle of these frayed but very colorful like linens of some kind. One of them seems to be this segment of tubing coil that, as you're thinking about it, looks extremely like what you use for dreads. And it's kind of coiled like a snake. One of them looks like a hypodermic needle kind of encased or stuck or stabbed into crystal. One looks like a gray blue stone with a coin that's been like pressed or grinded into it. And And then the fifth looks like a inert shell casing for like a grenade or an explosive shell. And like you start to twist your head a little bit, and those of you who are in the cell with him, you see he just kind of he almost falls over, and he has to steady himself. Dr. T.
Zatek.
Yeah.
As you
Is that a weird vision?
as you maybe yeah, well I was gonna say Dr. T, as maybe you go to like help Zatek, right, as he kind of falls over, you get in your mind this like again this horrific pain just kind of courses through, and you just feel your eye nearly pop out of its socket in some way, and you see a vision first of like this Mondian shaped face, like encased in crystal, much like you saw not too long ago, maybe. And as you're kind of focusing on it, you see the crystal kind of fades away, and they're not inside crystal, but instead they're there, like kind of staring up at you. You can see your tangles, like the tangles of your tentacles kind of around it in some way, like holding it up or assessing it, testing it. You can see like there's this gray fur and hair that's around the face itself, suggesting like age. They're very elderly. They got these long, sinewy hands, and their arms are very frail and thin. And they, as you're like sitting there checking them, they reach out with one of their hands and they take a data pad from Zatek. And as you're sitting here and going to Zatek, it's like you're seeing the body of the Mondian just manifest in front of you. And then their hand reaches out and kind of as if it's kind of going through Zatek in the cell and pulls from Zatek this data pad. And it kind of inputs some commands and then hands it back to Zatek, almost like it's giving it back to him. And then holds this long finger up to their lips, and they just make this gesture.
Okay.
Maya? Okay. Maya, what'd you roll? 12? Is that correct? Okay. Maya, you hear a sudden you see a sudden flash of light in the room, and you feel a shudder, as if like the entire cell just shakes and shifts and shakes and shifts and shakes. Like you just got hit by something. No one else around you seems to be affected. Like you see no one's like kind of like doing the Star Trek thing where we're just trying to stumble around because inertial dampeners are off or anything, but you feel it, and you like almost have to brace yourself in such a way. And as you do, like the back of your head, and then it like begins with a sharp pain and races forward and over the top of your dome. And you see like all on the ground around you are these like huge, like shattered bits of like crystal everywhere. And you just hear this explosion when you look up and you look out where the entrance to the cell should be. You see that ruined city. You see just these eruptions and explosions of these breaks of crystal just blowing up left and right. You see people kind of getting ripped to shreds. You see people falling off some of these old buildings. They look exactly like you just saw them 2-3 hours ago when you were on the surface. But you can see that there were people. And then that kind of fades. And it's at that point, like everything settles for all of you. Zatek, you're on the ground. Dr. T, you're over him. Maya, you're steadying yourself against the wall a bit, staring like at this opening into your cell as if it's a TV screen. And Jita, you're there, just watching this happen. What do you guys do?
I have vision where we were burying ourselves, I think. There's like little mementos of each of us.
Where? Wait.
In the ground. I don't know. I didn't recognize. It didn't look like a familiar place.
I saw that city we were in. I saw the end of it, the collapse, the people dying and explosions, and she shuts her eyes real tight as if that'll make the headache go away.
I'll just put it out there. If you're saying that you all had visions about our time on the planet, and I'm not saying you didn't, what I am saying is it would not be a stretch to presume that there's recording devices in the area. maybe we shouldn't talk about it here.
But it's not
Maybe.
stuff I remember seeing on the planet.
Yeah, let's just hold tight till Kill can get us out. And then maybe we'll see what we can figure out.
Does this
Cheetah.
pain feel like how it felt on the planet? Is like a familiar pain that I got the last time I saw a vision, and has the stuff's been messing with us? Or is this...
Yeah, that's definitely got that vibe. Yeah, like whenever you were on the planet and each of you got those kind of like weird memories like popping up here and there, it's very similar to that. All right,
I want to do something really stupid.
go right ahead.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna T-pose. I'm like, I bet this is a dream. I'm gonna walk into the wall and try to go like through the.
Are you gonna try to go through the force field? You watch as the tech walks forward right past Maya, right into the force field, and then just gets thrown backwards and smashed against the back of the cell. And you just go, and like a loogie locked onto a wall, you just kind of slowly drip. Okay.
So knows. And Cheetah's just like, she just has like a ton of anxious energy because like she needs to talk about this. And then Doc is saying that we shouldn't talk to each other. And so she just has like all of this energy that's got nowhere to go. And so she's very ineffectually trying to help Zatek put himself back together again. And
Maya's just
sort of
irritable and angry because that's the first thing she goes to.
Okay.
I think
Why
we're
you
still on
guys?
the planet somehow, some way. I don't know. My head still hurts, and it didn't hurt when we
Ajax
weren't on
said
the
he
planet.
remembers me. How does he fucking remember me?
That's what I mean. He didn't, but now he does.
He used my name.
Knew your name before.
Did he know my name before?
Ajax? Person you dated?
He seemed like he didn't remember me at all.
But I don't know. It could be true, it could be not true. It
All right.
could be if we're still on the planet, like we're inside that giant whale. And like, it's got like tentacles in our brains and it's like feasting on us right now.
Are we able to see
It's a
Yolan?
fucking whale.
Yes. All three of actually there's four because there's one you don't recognize, but you recognize Freylosh. You recognize Tiv and obviously Jolan, and then there's like a Kaltoran who's kind of in the corner by themselves. So all four of them, much like the four of you, are in their own cell across the hall from you.
I'm gonna lean up to the door, just kind of. Are you guys having weird visions too?
Okay. Okay. So I'll say the Kaltoran is the one who speaks up as first. Jolan and Freylush seem to be a little bit like out of it. Like they're kind of just sort of babbling a bit here and there. You can see they're fighting and arguing with each other. And the Kaltoran, who none of you again recognize, says to you, "Partner, that's just the memories returning. That's what happens. You leave, and some of them come back. Hope you weren't down there for too long."
Were you down there? I don't recognize you.
Oh, I was. That's all right. I don't recognize you
know us?
either.
Okay.
Do I know you? Fella, are you serious? No, that's a shame. Yeah, I recognize you. I recognize all of you. You gave me
How
a
do
ride
you
here.
recognize us?
You gave all of us a ride here.
We did?
Yeah.
Then in our
Oh.
ship?
Yeah, I guess it's your ship. I don't quite remember the specifics in terms of if there's
Why
one of you
would
that
we
owns
give
it
you
versus
Or a
the...
different ship?
Why would we give you a ride?
Because you were paid to. That's customarily how it works, is it not? I know you Corp have a very fine understanding of the intricacies of capitalism.
All right, listen, I don't need to be fucking moralized to by some fucking jackass. Can you explain to us what the hell is happening here?
My name is Zatek. What's your name?
I could probably tell you right now, but you'd probably forget it anyway, maybe. It's apparently, I've told it to you maybe 2 dozen times.
I'll try harder this time.
It's Gora, man. Come on, man. We played.
2 questions.
Yeah. What's up, Dr. T?
Who's my mortal enemy?
Oh, shit. Where is that damn mushroom? What happened to him?
Randy's telling the truth.
We're going to cut. We're going to go over to Kill. Kill, you are brought into a debriefing room. You are hooked up to various machines. You are tethered to the floor. You can see there's all these, there's a couple Legion scientists. There's one Nephilim doctor, not unlike Dr. T in here as well. They start kind of putting all these monitors on you. You can see there's like a Hoplon enforcer with a gun standing behind you as well. There is this table, this conference table in front of you, and you see Tribune, Celine Lapidus, and a few of her attendants sit down across from you. You can see a bright light flashes up on the ceiling, and it points down in your direction. And after a moment, the Tribune says, Dr. Fax, is he capable for being questioned?
Yes, Tribune. He should be fine. We can monitor. If anything is too abnormal, I will inform you post haste.
Thank you, Dr. Fax. And then she turns to you, Kill, and she says, well, Agent Krug, report. I can't hear you, Doctor.
Oh, you muted
Something
there.
wrong with his vocal box?
I don't know. Let me shove a tentacle into it. 1 second. Nope.
God. I get enough of that with my team already. I will be as straightforward as I can. I'm going to confess, I feel a bit strange after my time there. And he'll try to very methodically go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the ship that they found, that the other guy with the tentacles was, the video game simulation that it seemed like he was in, that's where we met Ajax, how we get from there, but then backtrack from there back to the other scientists we had met before we get to that expedition, backtrack from that to speaking to the tribunal, backtrack from that to our previous mission that had landed us on the moon base, kind of help show connect the dots of, at least in his memory, how we got there. Because Ajax earlier was trying to say, explain to me how you get here. Trying to explain, well, this was an old friend. He now runs this moon base. We asked if he had any jobs we could do as a favor for him. He said you had stuff that you needed people to do, but nobody was available. A much more matter of fact.
Oh yeah, for sure. You look around the room and you realize for the first time Ajax's not in here. He wasn't allowed into the debriefing room. He's not in the room for whatever reason, and it's just the Tribune, her attendants, and this group of scientists. You can hear the beeping and you can see the monitors that are sort of testing something. And she listens patiently, calmly, with no emotion on her face. And eventually, when you're done talking, she says, you have quite the imagination, Agent Krug. Or perhaps that is merely an after effect of spending 147 days on planet Hypnos.
I'm sorry, did you say 147.
That is our estimate. And so then she reaches down to her table, and you can see there's a little panel, and she hits a button, and you see this holographic projection opens up, and it kind of hovers in front of you in the middle of the room, right above the table, and you can see it's your face, like this 3D holographic projection of your face, and you can hear sound, and it starts going through a series of these mission updates, and it's in your voice, and it's like your cadence, your vocabulary. It's frequently referencing Operation ShadowNet over and over and over again. It's talking about Julianus, like Sicilianus, the guy you've talked about. It's also talking about Centurion Thyrsis Neotolemos, or sorry, I pronounced it right, Neotelemos. It's talking about this sort of intelligence gathering operation to find renegade, exiled, traitorous legion and bring them back into the fold. And your updates, and they've got just dozens and dozens of them, going back probably a year of you. Now there's a big gap at a certain point where they stop coming in, but you can see there's a significant amount to them. And then once that's done, she says to you, "Why would the Legion send a mercenary crew onto a restricted planet to search for a squad of Legion? A mercenary crew comprised of lesser species. And in the system where, if reinforcements are necessary, they are plentiful, ample, and within reach. No, I'm afraid, Agent Krug, you all were not sent by Tribune." And she laughs when you mention your friend as having the actual rank of Tribune. That fool in charge of a station with as great importance.
I
No,
will admit
Agent
it
Krug.
felt surprising.
Well, that is good, I think, then. Dr. Fax, is that a good sign? And the Nephilim who's next to you, all these different tentacles and stuff. He's got this weird mirrored circular John thing on his forehead. He's got these different items kind of coming out of his tentacles here and there. And he kind of right next to you.
We have never recovered a specimen with such prolonged exposure. Neural discontinuity is significant, likely permanent. We have developed reagents for reversing cognitive redaction in his fellow Volp agents, but Agent Krug's condition represents a fundamentally distinct phenomenon. It would be like prescribing a mucosal deobstructant for a bilateral appendage fracture. Sorry. Besides, according to his file, he has been on those treatments far too often already in his service. There are diminishing returns, biochemically speaking, and greater risk for complete cognitive collapse. Our recommendation is for indefinite medical sequestration to facilitate comprehensive cerebral analysis.
Thank you, Dr. Fax.
You are welcome. Tribune Lepidus.
One of the advisors, kind of sitting next to her at the table, speaks up and kind of leans over, but he doesn't really say it in a way that you can't hear it. And he's like, "Most of the crew is unimportant. They will not be missed. But
Octanto will not be happy when he learns we have imprisoned his offspring.
And then she turns and looks at him, and she's like, Octanto,
He's so busy looking at himself in the mirror, I doubt he'll even make the connection.
and you can see the advisor kind of pushes him.
But Octanto and Body are allies. If it came to it, Body could cause trouble with the Board of Management. The Castle of Curia wants no diplomatic incidents tribune. Fine. Send her back to Haven, the rest go to Sharon. As you command, Tribune.
Now, Kill, you would know.
Octanto.
You know, well, I would say this. Give me a resolve test first.
Okay. See whether or not that sticks.
Yes. Let's see what you have managed to piece together in your brain.
Okay. So that is a 6, a 5, and a 5. So that gets me up to an
Wow.
18 after my
Okay.
2.
You recognize a bunch of words in there. Obviously, you know the
I know
Castle of
that son of a
Curia.
bitch. I've
You know,
wanted
full-
to kill him for years.
There are so many things you know. First, Cassilia Curia is your military dictatorship government of the Legion. You would obviously know that. Board of Management is essentially the head, is like the government of the corp, right? All of the major CEOs and stuff of the different huge conglomerations work together. You would know Octanto is essentially a big-time socialite. Really big time socialite. He, in terms of like the offspring, that I don't know if that is something that would probably click with you. Body, you know, is probably referencing the head of Body Clown conglomerate, which is another one of these major, and that one's an even more powerful one. Octanto's doesn't have a seat on the Board of Management, so it's not like it, but it is influential, and the two of them are allies a bit. And then the last thing you would know is that Sharon is a prison planet here in the Cerberus system. That is not a good place for even Legion to be. Okay, let's cut from there, and you can think about it if you want. You can think about it. We'll cut from there, and we come back to the four of you. All four of you give me a resolve test again. And go through this one at a time. Zatek, how'd you do?
I got at least a 14. I'm re-rolling this.
Okay.
1.
Okay.
That's 1 again. So 15.
15. Okay. Maya, how'd you do?
Sure, it was mirrored. 16.
16. Okay. Dr. T,
11.
11. All right, that's a fail, unfortunately. And Jita,
10.
10. That's also a fail. Okay. Maya, as you, like, a little time has probably passed. Like, you guys are yelling across the other cell. You're talking amongst yourselves. And you feel that pain come back to you again, Maya. Super distinct, super painful. And again, back of the head, kind of top of your neck, just sort of courses through until it reaches until the front of your brain. And you look out into the hallway in the space between these two force fields. And it almost seems like you're looking over the shoulder of somebody, and you realize that you are looking over the shoulder of Zatek. And he appears to be at a terminal somewhere. It doesn't look like your ship. It doesn't look like... Well, honestly, it actually looks like no terminal you've ever really used before. It looks old and ancient and looks all crudded up. And you can see, like, definitely Zatek or Jita or Dr. T or somebody, maybe Kill, has done something to kind of jury rig. And you can see that Zatek gets kind of excited as suddenly the terminal lights up, and you can see this image pops up, and you can see he starts kind of flipping through what looks like a database, and like you can see he's just kind of going through these different images and things, and he's kind of pulling up what looks like these these kind of astronav charts, and then he's kind of hitting on these different buttons, and you can see like it's this database of worlds that he's going through. And as he kind of goes through each of the worlds on the system screen, it kind of comes to an on-planet screen or an on-surface screen, and you can see these harsh, extremely unforgiving climates. You can see one is like a screen of a sea of like drowned mountains, like flooded or deep below the earth, and this like deep cloudy rifts and like some kind of weird kind of chemical cloud shifting and going through it. You can see another is this just massive ocean of like thick, horrific mud. You can see this other like icy biome with this purple and white kind of glacial crust to it. And you can see as it shifts, you can see a couple more things pop up in here, like a deep rift in the ocean. You can see like there's these machines that are almost sinking or pumping in the mud itself, kind of built in. And then like as Zatek kind of taps on that, you can see this schematic pops up for whatever this machine is. And as that's happening, you're kind of leaning and trying to get a closer look, your head just like taps against the force field, and you feel your head just get thrown back like whiplash, and the image is gone.
Hey, again, like, she's been kind of yelling at the Keltorn. She stops sort of mid-sentence and closes her eyes super tight and kind of braces herself, and as if that, like, again, like, just trying to get rid of that headache, and says to the doctor, like, "No, you said not to talk about it, but I just had another one, and it hurts. It fucking hurts."
What'd you say this time?
None of your fucking business.
All right.
Can I do like a little?
You can tell him that's Goro.
A little medical
on,
test.
guys.
Fucking know who Goro
Know
is.
him?
Do you know who fucking Goro is?
Last Goro
It
I
doesn't
met had
matter.
forearms.
We're just all in here. What difference does it make who it is or whether we knew them
I'm
from
not
before?
gonna tell him my
Dr. T, you
fucking
made that
big-
joke before, and I always say I ain't got 4 arms, but I got 4 ears.
I do tend to make jokes.
Classic Goro.
Yeah, see, it's coming back, guys. Don't worry. You've been down there a long time, so it's probably not all gonna come back, but some of it's coming back. There you go.
Who fucking paid us to bring you here?
Oh, the big fella. Julianus.
Kill?
No. Well, I mean, he was part of the crew, of course. It was Julianus.
But I thought that we were sent because Julianus was doing stuff that Julianus wasn't supposed to do. We weren't sent by Julianus. We were trying to find out what Julianus was doing.
Oh, man, that plan's got you all twisted.
That's what I remember. She hired us because Julianus was doing weird shit.
We were sent to stop Julianus. Or to help stop Julianus.
That's a funny way of showing it when you pick us up on Miss Pasha and you get us through various Legion security that we probably otherwise wouldn't have been able to get through, and then you help coordinate with some of our other ships to distract so we can get down on planet. But hey, if that's trying to stop us, y'all did an excellent job.
Now I know you're lying. We're nowhere near that competent.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it's the truth what I'm saying. Y'all are... It's okay. It's gonna... Like I said, y'all were down there a long time. They caught me.
Well, how long is a long time?
I don't know. Well, let's see. They got me after about a week. And I've been here... I've been here something like... Well, it must be 5 months at this point. I don't really know.
No. And
So
Gina's-
we've been down there between a week and 5 months, somewhere fucking.
Oh, definitely closer to the latter, because I doubt they would have kept you anywhere else. And considering what's all happening to your brains right now, I imagine you had what we in the business call prolonged exposure.
I don't really want to hear any of that. Jolan.
What? Hey,
You remember when we found you?
I do. The big one tried to kill the wild Farron.
Yes, exactly. That
I miss
just
the wild Farron.
happened. How you came here with us, right?
I was on the ship. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't know you until we saw you on the planet, and then you were rescued and came back up with us.
And he looks over to Gora, who's just like, "No, you known her a lot longer. I've known you a lot longer, apparently."
Don't just say that because he said it. We just met you in the canyon with the ferret.
He's been on the planet pretty much the same amount of time. Like I said, I was the only one who got nicked nice and early. That's on me.
How the
I-
hell did you get captured?
Are you saying I haven't put up anything on stream for fucking 5 months?
You're a streamer? Do anything I would know? I'm just kidding. You showed me all your stuff when we were on the ship. No, it's probably been a while. Followers have probably moved on, found someone else.
But
I wouldn't know. They don't give me access to things.
And Maya's super pissed. This
You gotta
if
do like an
somebody-
ARG
bullshit.
thing to come back now.
But if somebody could get us access to that would show whether, because you always post stuff. So if it really has been 5 months and you posted, then it would mean that we really haven't gone for 5 months. Can somebody, if somebody out there could show us where you do your stuff,
There
I
you
never
wait
could
for me
understand
to, like,
all of that.
yell to like the guards or something, because that is an excellent idea, Mel.
As you're yelling, he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, they're not coming. They're not gonna come down here. It's no. They'll
How
come
come
for
you got
food.
captured and we didn't?
Yeah, I kind of went and got lost, and yeah, I was all kind of by myself for a while, and then I kind of found these kind of robots. You know, I thought they were like I don't know, maybe old Palantor or something. Tiv wasn't around, and anyhow, so I was fiddling with them for a little while, and that's when a group of them, the Blackclads, came. They got me. They got me good. I ain't that stupid. I ain't gonna try to fight them. That's that's dumb. You know. Anyhow, don't worry.
Do you know how long Ajax has been on there?
Ajax?
Why was he even down there?
Well, I think he's kind of come and gone a few times. Goes down, comes back up, goes down. The fella in charge, right? Guy you used to get all,
Fucking.
you know. Anyhow, yeah, he comes and goes a few times.
I could explain why he knew us, didn't know us. Knew us, didn't know us. We encountered him at multiple points of his trip down.
I'm not
So wait, you're
privy
saying-
to all their operational procedures, but like I seen him come up and ask me a few questions, and then he'd leave again. I wouldn't see him for a couple weeks, and then he'd come back and kind of same things. I just assume, but I don't know for sure.
So wait, you're saying
What's that there,
you've been in jail for 5 months?
Oh yeah, yeah.
How
I guess,
much
yeah.
longer are you going to have to be in jail?
Well, the thing about the Legion is they due process is not a high priority for them. And my understanding is that I am kept here as an asset until the rest of the expedition was collected. And now that the rest of the expedition is collected, I think I'll be going somewhere else. But don't worry, I think we're all going to be going together. So, happy days.
What happened to Tiv Tiv?
Oh, Tiv, he don't look good. That's for sure. I don't know though. We got, like I said, that was after we got separated. Yeah, poor fella. Man. We'll have to. Don't worry, I can help him out. It's happened before. This ain't the first can of beans that he's been tied up inside. We'll sort him out if they let us anyway.
Can I do
really
like
didn't see some mushrooms?
any sort of test to see if he feels like he's lying on any of this?
Yeah, sure. You can. I think it's psychology. Gita, you ask about mushrooms, and he's like, "Yeah, I know, but did I? No, I didn't see. You guys didn't come in with any mushrooms. No. You talking about the one that Zatek talks to all the time in his ear?
Yes, that
This one
one.
wants to kill
On
all the time. Yeah,
Yes,
I know where
it's
he's
on
at.
the
I'm
little
sorry.
spinny.
I'm sorry. I don't know nothing. I've been inside here for for a long time. By myself and my ancestors. It's basically been it. Me, myself, and all the people living in my head.
17.
That's just a little Kaltoran joke. As far as you can tell, like, you don't get any real sense of deception from him. Like, he is not putting off any of the usual kind of like sketchy behavior that somebody who is trying to like pull the raw, like he seems pretty casual about it all. All right.
Julianus is corrupting Legion. There is no fucking way I would be working for him.
Hang on. Corrupting leech. Maya, what the hell are you talking about? Corrupting.
Julianus is corrupting Legion. There's no fucking way I would work for him. I don't think that is unclear.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Julianus ain't corrupting nobody. All Julianus wants is democratic sharing of knowledge is all. That's it. If that's corruption, then I guess you corp folk. Yeah, I guess that makes sense coming from you. Yep.
If I could reach across, I would fucking break your leg.
Yeah, you said that before.
You already started escaping?
I tried, but there's a wall.
No, trust me. Can you cut off your finger and make it into a tiny version of you that can go walk around and stuff?
Technically, but I think it's not me anymore if I do that.
Can you make
Just
a new
ask him
little
real
brother?
nice.
Maybe.
Here's what we do. I jam my tentacle into Maya's ear far enough to screw up her inner ear as she starts violently vomiting everywhere.
Well, I actually want to speak to this dude more, so could you maybe hold off on doing that for a second?
Yeah, I guess. I got my... I even cleaned the tentacle.
Okay, well, while Dr. T is trying to find the best way to insert a tentacle, I'm gonna continue to ask Goro. So so Julianus wants to spread knowledge, and he's a fucking good guy. The way you talk about him makes him sound like a good guy.
Listen, I don't really deal with like good and evil or nothing, but
Oh, shut the fuck up, Goro. I don't give a shit about your
you asked me a question. Yeah, you asked me a question. Can I answer it? as I was saying, I don't really believe in like the good and evil, because I think those are just, constructs and such. But far as I understand it, Julianus, all he was trying to do when they locked him up, this legion of yours, right, was he was just trying to share with other cultures all the various things that the legion have discovered, studying the various Mondian stations they got shitting around in their damn system and such. And then they got all mad. They locked him up, and well, some Exilia, which are, I'm sorry, what are those again? Oh, those are Legion. That's right. Some Exilia broke him out. And, well, plenty of Legions seem to follow him just fine, and they sure don't look corrupted. But hey, if you want to call him corrupted, you go ahead. Some people would say a corpse corrupted, but some people say a corpse evil. So that's what I mean. I don't do much with good and evil. Anyhow.
Kind of narrows her eyes at him and
Okay.
you're talking to me like we've known each other for a very long time.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a-
Doro.
It's a long ride from Haven. Well, we met each other on Miss Pasha a bit, and then we got on the ship and a couple days out to and then we went through the storms together, the nav buoys. That was a hell of a ride, let me tell you. Because the buoys that damn storm messes with your mind as much as Hypnos does. It's the same damn effect, really, if you think about it. So we got to know each other pretty well. You never liked me, I'll be honest with you. I ain't gonna take advantage of your state. But, So, let's go ahead. Let's cut out of there. Let's check back in with Kill. So, Kill, you can see the debriefing's breaking down. You can see Tribune and her attendants are getting up. You can see the scientists are kind of monitoring, like, your vitals, and Dr. Fax. And for the record, his name is Dr. Hal E. Fax. He says,
A guard will be here to escort you back to your quarters soon. Just remain still,
I
or
will.
things will explode.
Tribunal, if I may, I feel compelled to speak on behalf of my team, despite the fact I understand. I'm sure a great bit of my understanding of things is skewed, but it is still my desire to look for the best of them. If Octanto does want their offspring, maybe it would be reasonable that the rest of them could be sent as an entourage of sorts as goodwill. Might play well. If I need to, I'd play my part as well to make sure that could be facilitated.
is there a part that an amnesiac, broken down Volp agent can play in this situation, Agent Krug?
If you need me to, it would make the difference of whether or not they could go there versus to the prison. It's what I do. As best I remember, this is my crew, and I feel a responsibility to them. I understand what you're saying as well.
Beg your pardon. You did not understand a rhetorical question.
That's okay.
They are not your crew. You are Legion. They are not. Rest up, Agent Krug. She leaves. You can see, like, you're alone in this room for a moment. Your tethers are, like, to the ground. You're just kind of staring ahead. It's warm, the light overhead. You hear the door open up. And you can see, like, this guard, they set up, this, like, guard comes in, and he starts to kind of undo your manacles and stuff. And then as you're watching, you just see him go, and he slumps over onto the ground. And you look up, you can see the light kind of shimmering a little bit, and you see, like, the cloaking effect. And then there's Ajax. You can see they fixed his helmet, or got a new one, and hits the side, comes up. Hey, partner. Looks like you made a mess of things.
I thought I was complying. I'm very confused right now.
Yeah. I understand that. So, what do you remember?
I remember you working with the same people that you just, electrocuted. I was.
Oh, my father wishes I would, of course, but no, I'm not in the prime branch, and neither are you. We're operations. We've been operations for a long time. It's alright, he'll come back. Well, according to the doctors, it probably won't, but that's alright. Some of it might.
Are there really mushrooms that can mind control us, like a whole ship that escaped? Because at this point, I'm really wondering how far back I'm wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the short of it.
Do I have
we don't
mushrooms
got a
in my
lot of
brain
time.
right now?
You don't have mushrooms in your brain, partner. Focus. We've been investigating some renegade legion in the Haven system. We've been doing it for a while. Okay, that's it. Pretty simple. Got a legion defector, Centurion Harissus Neotelemos, leader of the 342nd, exiled scientist Julianus Sextilianus Caecilianus. Do these names ring a bell to you?
I mean, yes.
All right. We bagged Neotelemos pretty quick, but Wallace, he tried to steal them from us. But he thought some glorified janitors can keep them from us and your crew, and, well, that didn't work. you know, Mayor Clayton Wallace of Mishpasha, janitors, green cloaks.
Right. I recall that. I remember.
They picked up
body.
Zatek.
I remember
Those assholes.
Okay, all right.
the body from the facility
Okay, there you
to be
go.
evaluated.
There you go. You got some. Now listen. Anyway, your posh Chad folk, they kind of had this freelance reputation. We kind of mugged it up that you were some kind of exilia, renegade legion, disgruntled so-and-so, that kind of thing. Remember that?
No.
Okay, you don't remember that. Oh my goodness. Anyhow, we thought you'd be perfect for recruitment. Yeah? And so he recruited you. Tossed you and some of his scientists and his psionics, put them on your ship, and off you all went to Hypnos. Okay, you remember Hypnos, right?
Right, but I only remember
I'm
about
gonna punch you in the face. I
45
swear.
days less than what you said.
No.
Was I really there for 147 days, or is that also wrong?
An estimate. It could have been a week longer. Okay, I don't know. You weren't supposed to go down onto the planet, Kill. You weren't supposed to go on to the planet. Why did you go down to the planet? You're supposed to send a signal when you were in orbit of Tyrannus, and then we were going to lock the ship down and we were going to take them all. I guess it was Maya's influence. Is that what it is? She just wanted to get something on film for her little channel? Is that what it is? I'm sorry. That's dismissive. Whatever. There was a moment. I'm not gonna lie. There was a moment when I thought that maybe, just maybe, you drank the Draz and you'd gone rogue. Did you go rogue, Kill?
No, I've always upheld my duty. I just have trouble remembering what happened. I don't break away from things.
He gets really
That's not
close to
me.
you. Did you go rogue, Kill?
No, that's not who I am. Fuck you.
Roll a resolve test, Kill.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
Or whatever's with Maya has definitely taken drugs.
10, 4, 2, so 16.
16. Okay. You don't feel any fiber of your being as having gone rogue. All right.
I've been trying to comport myself, but I hope you know I'm asking you respectfully to fuck off.
Okay. I didn't think you did. Well, not really. Lapidus did, though. Tribune. Especially when she found, when her soldiers, I should say, found your ship hidden in the mist. Frickin' locator beacon pinging on Polaris Australis's radar like it's a fucking solar flare. If you're trying to hide a ship, why put a beacon on it? And that was my argument. That's what I said to her. And that's how and why you are not in shackles. And that's why you ain't going to that prison planet. Got me?
I got you.
All right, listen, we don't have a lot of time. If we're gonna get you and your crew out of here, we gotta move fast. We gotta move real fast.
I'll wipe the shit-eating look off my face. I'll pretend I know what's going on.
All right. He kind of looks at you for a second, and you can, as he kneels down and he's about to undo the manacles, he kind of gives you one last, like, really hard look. And then he says, Lapidus has had your ship for months now. It's up here. We can get to it. For old time's sake, partner.
Grateful for that.
And he kind of undoes your manacles. Let's go. He helps you up, pushes the door open. Off you guys go. Cut back. Maya, Zatek, Jita, Dr. T, all of you roll a resolve test. Ah, goodness. So many things. Listen, you guys are off Hypnos. I did just promise that you're going to Hypnos.
Yeah.
I didn't say you're going to like it. All right. Zatek, how did you do?
Yeah, what do you do if I love
14.
it, though?
14. Maya, how did you do?
Group Evil got me a 16.
16. Dr. T, how'd you do?
I got a 10.
10 is unfortunately a fail. Jita, how'd you do?
7.
God
Well,
dang,
at least
Jita.
I'm not the worst.
I failed every
no.
single one of these. And
Okay.
I'm not a grit.
I've passed
Okay.
all of these. So.
Yeah, so my...
I have
Zatek,
a -2 resolve, so
you get vision. You hear this like ting, ting, ting. And like you look down at the ground in front of you, and what should just be like this sort of ceramic, like kind of metal plastic kind of thing that all of their construction is now earth, is like cold hard earth. And you can see all of you are kind of digging up this box. You pull this box up out of the ground, this kind of blue gray earth, cold earth, very Hypnos-like from what you've seen, not unlike the earth that you saw where the grave was as well. And like the box, you open it up, it's like this Foot Locker box, and there's all these things inside of it. You don't really recognize any of them. Like it just looks like a hodgepodge of things, just like some sort of like collection of a junk drawer. But you can see all of you are very excited about it. And then right as everyone's doing that, like you hear like someone from across the way just kind of sneeze. It just snaps you out of it. Maya, you okay, you are, you're talking with Goro a bit, and as you're talking with Goro, you suddenly can't see him anymore because in front of you the protective field in this cell has changed from a field, and instead it is like you're watching not video so much as like what looks like this sort of distant like radar resimulation. Like you can see it looks like there's it looks like someone is
It's like astro radar, this idea of like these long scale distances and such. And you watch as what looks like this disc-shaped ship or station. You can see as it seems to emerge from this nebula and just whoosh, whooshes past you. And then, like, it almost looks like it's going to cut your head off for a second. You kind of stumble back, and as you do, it's gone. It's at that point, Dr. T, Jita, you hear a thump thump. And when you peek and you look down the little hallway, you can see that the two Hoplin enforcers that were standing there are now on the ground. And walking up, you can see there is Kill, and there is Ajax.
And Jita was over by Dr. T, and like they were about to do this, like make Jita throw up to try to get the guards in. And then Jita sort of looks up, and then she sort of looks over and sort of like, it's like I don't think we have to do that. Kill.
Yep, everything is completely fine.
No, it's not. We've been gone for 147 days. And
We're
why
fine.
are you just walking around?
Well, we're walking with purpose to hopefully leave very soon.
Very soon.
Okay.
We gotta
Open
move, people. We gotta move. And you see Ajax goes to like this exterior panel on the wall outside of your holding cell, kind of punches some stuff in, and then the field comes down. And the four of you now can leave the cell if you wish. Or you can stay.
I
Immediately.
typically step through it because it zapped me.
You're
and all
helping
these-
us escape?
Yeah, I'm helping you escape.
Ajax is Goro real.
Did you turn all of the force fields off? Like even...
Is Goro real? No, not the other one, just yours. Is Goro... Yes, he's real, Dr. T.
Are we friends with him?
I don't know the answer to that question. I know that you spent time with him on your ship. Now, I don't know the nature of your relationship with these folk. I don't know whether or not you all started seeing eye to eye with how they see things, or whether you stayed true to the mission, Kill. But for old time's sake, I'm going to assume the latter.
Damn right.
Now,
Yeah, fuck you, Goro. Let's go.
what are you talking about, Dr. T?
And do I have those dog tags with the fake names?
They would have taken basically anything off you that would have been basically the only thing you guys would have on you are your clothes. Like that's really all you would have. Like so anything else that might have been used in some nefarious way, which that might have been, so he says all your things are in interdiction. It's on the way. Your little mushroom friend, I think, too.
And all these
Thank goodness.
visions that I was having of us being back on the planet, was Goro in any of them?
You did not see Goro in any of them.
Okay.
Let's go.
And they're all like, and then you hear Jola, yo, hey, guys, wait. What about me, Jita? Come on. We're like, come on.
We need to get Tiv Tiv.
Yeah, like, open up. Yeah, I can carry him for you guys. No problem.
Yeah, come on. What's more the merry, let's all go.
And Jita she's intelligent, and she just sort of looks at Kill like she looks at Ajax, that she's figured out that he's calling the shots right now. So
he'll look at you. They stay. Non-negotiable. Sicilianus is still out there? They know how to find them. Now, I might be able to convince the Petus that Kill's got some plan up his sleeve and you all aren't worth her time, but if we free them, there's no way you're getting out of the system.
Even Tiv.
Sorry.
Even Tiv.
Sorry.
Don't you go wrapping yourself around me again. Okay. All right. Let's go. Move now. Did anyone? You can hear Jolan. Whoa, man! Not cool. Not cool. Hey, come on, Dr. T. Come on, man. We friends. What we doing? I was just joking about the corpse stuff. Come on. And they're just like trying their best. Tiv's not saying anything, obviously, because he's currently in the state. Okay. You guys go, or do you guys do something else?
Maya goes.
Yes.
Kill goes. Okay.
Yeah.
Is Tiv
Gina
in
goes.
their own cell?
No, unfortunately, it was 2 big cells of 4 people apiece. And Freylos this whole time, by the way, has been sitting cross-legged, hands on their fucking knees. I don't know why I dropped an F-bomb. So random there on their knees, just sort of like in this trance state. And you can see like these little flickers of like energy coming up from their head, but they haven't said anything to you guys. Okay. You guys run. We'll say this montage sequence of, it's like a sneaky movement. It looks like Ajax kind of goes up to every one of these doors, punches in a code, punches in a code, punches in a code every single time. Stops you every now and then and like redirects or orders like a group of Hoplin who are just kind of marching past or whatever, kind of puts up a hand to get you all to stop. At a certain point, like he'll go into interdiction, which is like this security office basically, and he'll come out. And actually, he could probably bring Kill in too. And you come out, and he's got these boxes, and you remember these boxes. You saw these boxes in the ship, the transport. And you all carry him. Kill, you got one, whoever, and you find yourselves eventually out in this landing pad area, this landing dome, and you kind of go through the walkway, get let out. You can see that there's people working here and there. Just looks like just mechanics and such. No one really seems to pay any mind to any of you. Doesn't really seem like it. Ajax is just striding forward like he's supposed to be there, and he is a very high-ranking official. And being a Volp agent, everyone's usually afraid of him. So no one's really saying anything, and you guys kind of get loaded up onto your ship. So he says to you all, like, as he's kind of bringing some of these things onto the cargo, the cargo area of your ship, and he's not going on. He's kind of like hanging back, and he says to you, Kill. He's like, wait for my signal, and then go. That's the order. Wait for my signal, and then go. If you do it the other way around, they will shoot you down. Understand?
Point duly noted.
And don't linger in system. You don't have friends here now, at least not for a while. Avoid the usual haunts until I can figure stuff out.
Jax, wait,
Alright.
before you go, I'm still figuring out what the fuck is real and what is not, but for whatever it's worth, the thing I thought was real was that I was coming to see you. I thought that was real. Okay. That's all. Thank you for.
He seems really awkward. He's like kind of taken aback at this. And like you can see he pauses, he hesitates. Like he's been like serious business for so long. Like every time you've seen him, he's like business. And you can see him just kind of like stunned into silence for a minute. And then he kind of shakes himself out of it. And then like the soldier face comes back on again. And he turns towards Kill. Safe travels, partner. And then he goes. You see him run back, see door closes. You guys get on your ship. We're almost done.
Is just watching that closed door.
I didn't really wrap myself around him, did I? I hallucinated that. Right, guys?
No, he just about
did.
ripped you in half.
And then I blasted you.
I need 4 rolls. One person needs to roll astronomy to pilot. One person mechanics. One person computers. One person electronics to get the systems going. The 5th person can assist on one of those rolls.
I'm
got
shit
astronomy.
at all of those, so I will happily assist.
Okay. Dr. T, do you have a preference? Do you have something you can do decently?
Run me through those options again.
Mechanics, computers, electronics is going to help get the ship started. Astronomy will be piloting and navigating out of here.
I like computers.
Okay. All right. Computers for you. Jita, I think you're the best astronomy, so you'd probably be... Okay.
Yeah, I've got a 6 astronomy.
All right. Kill, mechanics, I'm assuming. Okay. And that puts Zatek on electronics. Maya...
Yep.
It sounds like Dr. T might need the most help.
Which I will happily give.
Okay, so Maya, Dr. T, you're both throwing computers. We'll see if Maya gives you the bonus first. So go ahead, Maya, as you try to boot your systems back up. Try to get the computers back on. Let me know how you do.
And we went through the boxes and we found boars, right?
Do you want to take
Right.
the time to do that right now?
No.
Yes.
Do you?
No. No.
Unfortunately,
If it's a yes, the difficulty will increase because if it's a time.
Did you get a 10?
Well, are we
I
like
needed a
sure
10
we-
to his help. Ah.
no, just
if we don't go through
a
it, we're
9,
not sure that we
was-
grabbed him, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
I'm going through the boxes.
Okay, difficulty 14 then for all rolls then. Okay.
We've got some extra rerolls if you're out of grit.
Maya, how did you do on your computers test?
I failed on with a 9.
Okay, Dr. T, you seem to have failed your roll. You're on the
You want to spend an audience bit to reroll that one?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
a thing
Can
I
I
can
do
do,
that
then
on?
Yeah, you do audience bits. Yeah, you can do audience bits. It's fine. So one.
Sweet, I will happily do that if that isn't.
So close.
Thank you, audience.
16.
Yes.
Okay.
Now that's just one more, but that's enough with a 10.
So I think it ends up with like a 17 for Dr. T. So Dr. T, what does it look like as you try to get the computers on, but they don't seem to be coming on, and then something you do gets them back on? What does it look like?
Oh, thermal creep is the problem. So I crawl down underneath the panels, and I reseat the main power connections and the data connections. And then
Okay.
I find the data cartridge and I blow in it.
Like an old
And
Nintendo
reinsert.
cartridge.
And then reinsert, and all of a sudden, bzz, you can see the computers start populating again. Zatek, you're trying to reroute various power to the different parts of the system that you need. How do you do on your electronics?
14.
Okay, so you linger for a moment in the cargo bay. You start going through some of these boxes. The second box you open, you can see sitting right on top is Boars. You can see he's on top of his Roomba. You can see the little attachment and such is also there. So he's sitting right there. What do you do?
Hey, Boars. See, you didn't forget about you.
I was so worried. Oh my god, I was so scared. I didn't hear anything for so long.
Did you like Goro?
He was okay. Better than
Okay, good.
Dr. T.
Yeah, there's no more Goro, so,
What? Goro is dead. Huh?
well, he's not dead, but he's staying here.
Where's he? I don't know where
Back
we
in the ship and
are.
we're leaving.
Okay.
We got captured.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well
I'm
then,
glad you're here.
we should probably get going then so we don't get captured again.
That's a great idea. And I'm gonna like take him out of the box and set him down so he can kind of roam around the
You
ship.
start routing power from like all over the different places. Gets it down to engineering, gets it up to the bridge, all the various places it needs to go. Kill. Give me a mechanics roll as you try to get
15.
the engines going. Okay, 15's good enough. It's like a quick start. You guys are really trying to jumpstart this ship really fast to get going, and you get the engines are these are basically your base engines, right? They're not your you're not like jumping. You're not doing the jump, but you get them running up, and then that's around that time up in the bridge. Jita, you hear bzzz, and you can see all of the tools and panels and stuff come on. You can start piloting the ship. All of you hear like this sort of like static come on, as if like the radio is now working and you all can hear, and like there's an open channel to like the tower, and you hear the familiar voice. Boss Chad, you're cleared to leave, as Ajax's voice will come on. What do you do there, Jita? Do you do you want to give us an astronomy roll?
Yeah, I got a 19.
Okay. So, any hesitation?
Or the
No.
comms will be like, is that the signal?
Okay. And so you pull back on the throttle or whatever you do. You see the Posh Chad lift up off the ground. You can see the dome overhead begin to retract. You can see all of the various people who were working are kind of moving off to the side here or there, these like safety measures and such. As you begin to lift the ship out, you kind of spin and turn, and you get ready to aim up into the kind of the dark sky above. And right as you're about to kind of hit the ignition to get going, you hear the crackle of the radio, and you hear Ajax's voice again, and he says, Maya, say me a dance. And then Jita hits the ignition, and the ship flies up into the sky. And we'll go ahead and we'll end there for today, and we will pick up somewhere next time around.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Holy crap. Who are we?
This is called
That was so good.
I'm changing the name of the campaign to Gaslight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was
Yeah.
so good.
Anyhow, well, there we go.
I am dying. I feel like I actually took drugs.
It's a memory. It's a memory altering planet. So we'll see how it is. Yeah.
Yay.
They weren't resolve
Man.
tests. They were retcon tests.
What's that?
They weren't resolve tests. They were retcon tests.
That's a funny way to look at it.
I
Can you roll
failed
retcon for me,
all
please?
of them.
You got no memories back, Jita. Your memory is not working.
That
Sorry.
sucks.
There's more. You have some more opportunities here and there. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But that's it. There we go. You guys have finally made it off Hypnos. So I've had a little mini game going throughout the entire time that you guys on Hypnos to determine how long you guys were actually on planet. And so it ended up being 147 days.
Good lord.
Wow.
Good gosh.
Little mini game.
That
Yeah.
is fuck.
Anyhow, well, there we go. And I've continued the tradition of naming all Nephilim scientists after Canadian
I
cities.
love that so much. That was
Uh,
definitely a top 5 moment.
We've got Montgomery Real, Dr. Hal Efax, Dr. Vanessa Coover. Halifax, we don't even need to do anything to. You just say it's Hal Efax.
Dr. Munton, first name Ed.
We need to meet Calgary next.
Dr. Berta, first name
Someone
Al.
Someone just names themselves.
Cal
I'm
Gary.
Prince Edward Island. Esquire?
Yes.
Just one of those like
Oh, I'm
Nephilim
so
emissaries or something.
happy.
All right. Let's close it down. Let's do some plugs. We'll get on out of here. We'll start up with okay. So Chuck, Joe, what's going on?
Let's see. Wednesday, we're doing our Dungeon Crawl Classics Night Below campaign. And then Friday, we're doing Pathfinder 2nd Edition. My own home setting from way back in DOK history. And then Saturday, we're doing Weird Frontiers. I forget the name of the campaign. What is that? Oh, Chain Coffin.
Chain Coffin.
Chain Coffin. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Fantastic. My Trey, I want to tell everybody where we can find you on the internet.
I am sorry, my dog is losing her shit in the back. She's very excited that I'm about to let you know that I am my two plays games on YouTube. Where I make system agnostic or multi-system tabletop content about the dream and play experience.
Fantastic. Links are in the chat. Links are in the notes. If you listen to this later or watch this later, get everyone's stuff down there. Make sure you go follow everybody on all their different platforms, Twitch, YouTube, etc. As for us, our next game is tomorrow night. We got some Frontier Scum where Steven's going to hop into the chair. He's going to run us through a new adventure, Tides of Rot. Thursday, we're off this week. Normally we'd be doing Simba Room, but we're off this week. Delta Green, not sure this week. We're still kind of up in the air. Call of Cthulhu Saturday, we are off again, but we will be back next week with our usual schedule of Alien and Frontier Scum and Simba Room and Wrath and Glory and all sorts of crazy games where I forget how to play them all. So something like that. Thanks for playing. Thanks for everyone who's watching this both now, live, and later. We're going to go ahead and raid Happy Jack's RPG. Have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.